There's a cruel cold wind might blow me away. Cold hearts don't blow, leading the way. Don't leave me alone. The storm forgotten this broken wave. Feel the sign at the edge of a grave. Don't leave me alone.
I got the role in this film by seeing a casting online. I read the synopsis and I thought this is a pretty cool film, I'd like to be a part of it. I applied for it, got called in for an audition, did a few lines for various characters because they weren't sure which sort of character I'd be suitable for, and then a couple of days later, boom! The comedy horror genre isn't something that I'm particularly interested in. Horror for sure, I always avoid. I'm a bit of a scaredy cat. But it's interesting because with comedy, especially with all the fighting and the action, you get away with a lot of things that you wouldn't normally in a very sort of intense, dramatic type of film. And there's a lot of improvisation that goes on that you just have to be on the ball for. It's quite fun, but also a bit like, was that okay? Can I do that? That's fine, it was funny. So, yeah, it's interesting. My character, Tara Moran, is a vampire. She's quite combat skilled. And for me, my background is mainly stage fighting and screen fighting, more so than acting. And so I felt like when I read the breakdown of the story and knew it was going to be lots of action, I thought, well, this is the role for me. I want to definitely be one of these sort of fighting vampires. And I've been training I've been training stage and screen combat for at least 6 years now. So I felt like this is a good role to show off my skills and do some sort of like fights and stunty type things. And I first got into acting, I guess, about a year and a half ago. I was cast in a sci-fi web series called Chronicles of Syntax. And prior to that, I just did background fighting and sort of maybe corporate fighting in terms of sword fighting demonstrations, things like that. When I got this role, it was for a recurring character with a character name, dialogue, backstory, and it was my first acting role. And I thought, you know what, this is really interesting, this is really exciting, and I enjoyed it so much. I thought, well, let's see if I can do any more of these acting roles, start applying for things online that I saw. And slowly I've started doing more sort of short films here and there. They are mostly action-y films. I can't get away from it. But I am now sort of getting used to having dialogue with me as well to tell the story and things like that. So yeah, I'm fairly new in that sense, but enjoying it so far. Yeah. For me personally, it was easy to get into acting because of all the fighting stuff I'd already done. With my training, I was already surrounded by actors, and a lot of my friends are now actors, and so it was easy to pull on their advice or even ask them if they needed help on something, get to know people. If anybody needed just volunteer actors, extras, then I'd go along, see how that pans out, and just get my name out there, really. Tell people that I'm interested in doing things, and if I'm right for the character, if I look okay and if I can do the job, then maybe they'll start employing me. I guess my advice to someone trying to get into acting is be persistent and persevere. If you love it that much, you'll keep doing it. I find it hard, financially especially, but you will get there in the end. Just keep going. There's nothing stopping you. Just keep at it and you'll get there. My 5 favourite films, admittedly, are mostly Disney Pixar sort of animations, things like WALL-E. Up is a really good one. Incredibles. I also like, I guess, Transformers. That was mainly because of the soundtrack and just all the action-packed explosions, all that stuff I really liked. And another one that springs to mind is Casino Royale, just because of the free running. Yeah. That was impressive. Those are the top 5, off the top of my head anyway, for now.
A frail hurricane, blow me away. A frail hurricane, blow me away. Blow me away.
how I got the role in the film, I saw a casting online and I read the little breakdown, and the way it was written was very, very funny. So I applied for it, got in touch with Malcolm, and I couldn't actually make the initial auditions because I think I was on holiday or something. But then I met him later on and we did a photo shoot and everything, and then he cast me. Comedy horror genre, yeah, it is actually. I really enjoyed Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz and those kind of movies. Always thought they'd be really fun to work on. And I like horror and comedy as separate genres, but I like them together as well. So my character in the film is Anna Winterford. So she's the good vampire, but she's still quite lethal. She kills her own kind. She has no problem with that. She's quite open to violence if, you know, the situation demands it. But she's also got some kind of moral compass, and yeah, she teams up with the band, she helps them out, she takes lives and saves lives simultaneously, so she's a really interesting character. I really like her. And to prepare, mostly worked off the script, just kind of, I mean, she was born a vampire, so I just kind of thought about it from that point of view. She's never actually been a human, so socially she's a little bit different. And a lot of the role is quite physical. I did 3 years sword training before, like medieval weapons and stuff like that, so it's really great to get the chance to use it and incorporate that kind of thing into a character. I just decided that's what I wanted to do, so I trained. I mean, I did my theatre mostly in Ireland, and then I went out to LA and I did a screen training program out there, and then just like worked on anything that came up. I mean, my first paid job was, I was still in school and I worked as a Hermione Granger lookalike for a Harry Potter book launch. Oh wow. So that's quite a fun story. I really enjoyed that. Everyone's road into acting when you talk to them tends to be slightly different. I think the only thing that everybody's path has in common is just being persistent, working really hard. I mean, obviously you can kind of go at it via drama school or not via drama school, or, you know, whatever works for you. If I was advising someone who wanted to go into acting, it's a difficult question because I think sometimes like people's situations are different and what works for them might not work for someone else, and there's so many courses out there and choosing one and stuff. But I mean, as the general rule, I think that it works quite well to get some kind of training, to get that behind you, like to get as much as you can on your CV, just get out there, get experience, play lots of roles, get a show reel together, get good headshots, network, talk to other actors, see what works for them, read about it, do your research, and also at the end of the day follow your instincts and do what naturally works for you, and just work really hard. Yeah. I know that sounds stupid, but I think that's the most important part. Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, that has to be on there. I love that movie. I've seen it so many times. And Nightmare Before Christmas, love that one. Yeah. Edward Scissorhands, that's amazing. Oh my God, I've only got 2 spaces left. Either Hot Fuzz or Shaun of the Dead. One of them, I don't know which one to pick. Oh God. Okay, yeah, I'll put them on one. And then my final one would probably be The Lion King. I love The Lion King.
The frail hurricane, blow me away, frail hurricane, blow me away, oh, blow me away, and drum solo. Nothing said, no one here, no one staying. Don't leave me alone. An empty space and I'm lost again. Disconnected on Bell Plain. Don't leave me alone.
Well, I first started getting involved with filmmaking very recently. I've got a band, Hats Off Gentlemen, It's Adequate, and we took part in 48-hour music video competition about a year ago. That was the first time I've done anything with films. It was really good fun. Really enjoyed it. And so over one weekend, we got to be paired up with, randomly paired up with a director. Really great team we were paired up with, and made a music video. And it was very, very low budget, and it did really well. It got played in lots of different countries and picked up by the Voice of America in their pick of the worldwide new releases thing, and it's so spread around the world. Not that I'm suggesting that means actually many people then buy the stuff, but it was good fun. And it was really fun to make. I really enjoyed it. And then shortly after that, I did some consultancy for an ITV drama, and that was really fun. And that was again a very different experience because that was a kind of high budget type thing where so I got to see kind of both sides, and I really enjoyed the kind of the spontaneity of the low budget music video we made, and it went down really well. And so I really fancied then doing more films, and I hadn't really had any background in films before, but I put up a free ad on a website and advertising for did anybody else fancy having a go at making no budget films, and helped with a group of people. We did a short film, Mask, with the drummer from our band and Catherine Moore, who's also in our band, and Amy Lloyd, who's from the band Two Tone Red, who we often do gigs together with. What was of them? We're just wandering around on the heath in an alien mask. And then after that we did a short film called Badgergeddon, which is about a soft toy badger hunting people on the heath. And so that again was very improvisatory and fun, but that we just really enjoyed it. It felt like a lot of fun. Like, we must do this more. And so then in June, had 3 or 4 of us in a pub talking about what should we make next. And then we said, should we make a feature film? Yeah, why not? What should we make it about? And then just had suggested the idea of Rock Band versus Vampires. And then a few months later, here we are. So basically, as soon as I start putting out some free ads to see who might be interested, suddenly got a team of about 220, 230 people, and it's a really fun, friendly group, and we seem to be enjoying it. And we're now about 2/3 of the way through the principal photography. We've just seen today our first view of the first trailer, and that was looking fun. I'm really enjoying it. It's really good fun. For this actual film itself, a lot of it is inspired by my experiences of being in a small local rock band. And so the film is quite autobiographical, except for the bits with vampires and orgies. But also I think there are some, I'm used to because I produce my own music as well as playing, so I'm used to the idea of, cutting and pasting, moving things around, the kind of moving around building blocks of elements and structures and rhythms. Even things like the rhythm of some of the lines, some of the dialogue. The different characters, I hope they've got the different ways of speaking, and some of those it's, I suppose, a bit influenced by how I might write music with different instruments. There's different rhythmic patterns for different characters. Certainly we're getting a lot of encouragement from the cast and crew to make some sequels, so we're working on some ideas for that. And also, I'd like to make other films as well. I like science fiction. I would like to do some science fiction as well. Something a bit bleak and dystopic, but I do like dark humour. I very much like the Edgar Wright films, so I think in tone there is some similarity to what we're doing in the Edgar Wright films. I like a lot the Philip K. Dick related films. Matrix, I think, Batman.
Real hurricane, blow me away. Real hurricane, blow me away.